lot of damage. Weibo have a little bit more mobility. JDG have a bit more point and click, you die.
Yeah.
A little bit more point and click ability. This is going to be a scrappy game. Coming and going again. We thought, well, Kai'Sa's gone now. She can't 2v2 against the best in the current meta. It could be a gank up here in top side. Tien, he sees her below half HP Renekton.
Oh boy, Xiaoshu gets conquered, but gets knocked up by the Darkened Blade, and it's very easy for Tien. You had to have...
Works. The clones again attacked.
There we go. Well, Nico's in danger. Needs to get out of there. Good clones follow orders as Shun will flash for Chomp. And Xiaohu will be asking, Xiao, where is my backup? I need some support. Throws out a twofold X, but unfortunately for them, always 3 DR. No more, no less. And a flash on forwards. And Scout unleashes the full power.
It's not the hyperspace lane. It's probably the different one. Shun going under the turret. Now, does Tien have Shadow?
I hope he does. Otherwise, he may be in danger. A Phantom Shadow may be required here. It's a lot of damage from Scout. Goes across the veil. Will get traded back. But nearly.
Tien going down for
being the biscuit. Problem is for Tien got caught out of the turret, tried to survive under there, clearing out the wave, so it wasn't going to waste, but that didn't happen. And again, I'm looking at this mid jungle and I'm going,
in this matchup, of course, I mean, Xiaoshu popping the ultimate now, still a Renekton early game versus the Aatrox, and Xiaoshu is damn good at playing that matchup out.
Gets a lot of value out of the Dominus damage over time as well. Breathe will trade out his own ult. Again, not exactly a shy member on this one. Actually, mid lane, Tien gonna throw out the death mark. Scout goes across the veil, trying to buy some time, but it's nicely managed.
Sold a lot of people on the show. A lot of the other ones were like, okay, it's whatever. That one was the special one. Going towards top lane now, 2 grows for JDG. Scout denied some gold in that mid lane, but Scout has forever been the guy that knows how to play around side lanes. This time calling up jungle and AD carry, really wanting to walk up here with the Triforce Trundle to try and force first turret.
It's going down real fast. We've seen this quite a lot over the year. Trundle and an empty turret does a lot of work. Xiaohu now turning up the hook onto him. Oh, Xiaohu! That's a problem. Popos on the other side as Chris tries to buy some space and keep Xiaohu alive, but the pillar comes up and Scout throws out a waiting and a twofold hex. And always 2 of them are. No more, no less. Unfortunately for Tien, they're wishing there were a few less because the damage keeps rolling and Shun keeps bonking. He's not got a club, he's got a damn lightsaber. An elegant weapon for a more civilized gank as Breathe, unfortunately, breathes no more.
Weibo just go 1 by 1. G will move to the bot side of the... If you want to go home and rethink your cast. Scout defending the top side between worlds again. Might die for the defense.
Oh, does get to the other side, but there's a pop blossom coming on through. Does do a fair amount of work. Tien takes the turret aggro and Scout goes across the veil. Oh, God. Now light hit with the depth charge. And unfortunately, this was looking pretty dicey for them. Jaw ends up taking a little bit too much damage and Pace needs to leave. 2 failed turret dives on both sides.
Light manages to slip the noose in the mid lane turret. JDG, though, I still think getting the better of things. Defend the top side. Breathe. They are going to catch Pace. That does add a little more to the equation. The Sivir will go down. The Ricochet is not enough. JDG will keep pushing on bot side, and the Triforce Trundle keeps pushing. JDG, a massive macro win.
They lose 2 in trade for just the 1 top side, but they do get the 2 turrets as well. That's pretty big. I would like to see what happened in the mid lane to see exactly how JDG ended up over-egging it a little bit down there.
I'm not going to lie. In the mid lane, from my understanding of that, Draw pops the ultimate, doesn't correctly combo the hook or the passive into the full CC of the Kai'Sa, which allows Light to then ult out. Light didn't even use either of his summoners. That's a big misplay from Draw. Of course, a player that came in to JDG quite late in the season. Dragon will be taken by Shin, Herald traded on the other side. And I suppose going back to the actual meat and potatoes of the stories of this series, JDG have had a torrid year. They've dropped from being a top team in the LPL realistically over the course of last year into this one, really. Of course, they were not world representatives of last year, despite being... Hang on a second. Potential catch on Tien. Well, doesn't have that ultimate, so we can go back to it. JDG, how many changes they had this year? Well, they changed out everyone but support at first. That's 4. And then
Kai'Sa just gets to glide around, didn't have to blow the flash or the barrier. And Light goes, yeah, that one was a little bit too far, guys.
Well, Draw will find himself... Hang on a second. Xiaoshu is kept out alone on this other side now.
Might be in a dangerous position here. Gets a decent chunk back, but there's the death mark, and Xiaoshu now will be a dead man as the pop comes on through. And Zed secures another.
Record, beat them in both regular seasons. This roster, though, struggling a lot more. Tienka Shadow over the wall. Weibo have made the last 2 worlds, despite their different rosters. This one might be the first in this era of LPL to miss it.
Be something, wouldn't it? Again, not done yet, But Weibo are down 2,000 to 3,000 gold at this point. And Tien is not enjoying being between worlds. Scout, a little bit deep there, survives, and Crisp certainly does not. Breathe, trying to get some decent healing off. He's got a number of members around. He can potentially look to get more value out of with the Darkened Blades. Will not be able to do so as he's forced to flash away.
So it's a 1 for none. Weibo giving up control. Hang on a second. There's a flash on Paze. If we can get in range, close to the edge of that boomerang blade. Paze won't get that kill. Can we stop the recall here?
And sure, gonna be forced to flash away as Light came careening on him. Will supercharge her forwards. Passive order should do it.
Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Oh, they're just going to be late to the Atacon then if this happens.
They are. And again, the damage is looking pretty good here. Down to 5,000 HP. They can rush this again. Tien, with no flash, could still potentially shadow on in here. Very difficult to keep Zeds out of the pit. Is now around. Potential smite fight. Needs to get there. Very damn close, but no, it is JDG that get the correct amount of burst. Breathe now in danger, hit with the Ruthless Predator. The culling of the meat commences. Pop Blossom onto one, flash out from Pace, keeps him alive, and Crisp trades his life for it. Now Scout goes between worlds, will blast the Kai'Sa. Xiaohu tries to slide people away with the Emperor's Divide, but again, you can't divide by 0, which is the number of Weibo members remaining.
Weibo don't get the objective. They definitely don't get the fight, and Xiaohu with a 4-man empowered Q midway through the fight gains so much HP and takes so much from the enemy team that the fight is unwinnable against them in the early game. JDG have rolled over that very, very effectively into mid-game leads. JDG, a team which were really struggling to be coherent with their playmaking before. They would often in mid-game just throw themselves into poor engages. You know how Aurora gets a special version of upgraded death cap from
Does
Ornn?
she?
Yeah, she gets like a friendship hat from Ornn pretty much. It's very cute.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No! Runs into the I think I need to find the light side of the what's it called?
This is a bad recall from Breathe.
Just hold your
Hang on a
breath.
second.
Oh, no! Breathe! Not like this! Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, we are here today to celebrate the life and death of Breathe. Take 5 minutes, bring some flowers to the funeral, maybe some petals, which JDG have thoughtfully brought 33 of to this
very
game.
kind of them.
I know.
Mid lane outer turret was taken by Weibo. Hang on a second. They stopped the recall because Xiao thought he was safe over the wall. He's, I don't know, can he teleport in now?
Double funeral.
I mean, Xiaohu might be able to survive through to his next combo. How many people are moving up to him?
And there's another blast cone. I don't think we're getting to the Hex Gate, so shouldn't want to flash for this. That's a really good pillar. Scout goes across the veil. Tien is waiting. Scout! This might be a bit fun. It was all a ruse! Trying to bait into Light, trying to go to the other side as Scout, but bouncing back around. Does eventually fall, but it will cost Light his life. A reminder, Weibo's still trapped in the pit. Xiaohu now turning on up. Will begin to cull the meat. They do lose the Sivir, but the rest of the fight looks ugly as Tien gets over the wall with the Living Shadow, and Hex Gate's out to safety. That's not actually that bad for Weibo.
Yeah, I like to kill my points with context, you know? And we might just kill the Baron with some pointy swords and stuff like that. JDG looking to contest Weibo. They're on desperation. Station's going low.
Oh, gets across there, but that's going to be a take on the Baron. That's well done. The fight after, though, gets dicey. They kill the Trundle. Scout looking to find an angle. Missed the twofold Hex. Good chunk as Xiaohu blows up the Azir. Tien trying to run away. Hexgate. Light goes in with a killer instinct. Gets a couple. He bounces all over them. That's a triple kill of Weibo, right back in it. The gold lead disappeared under the weight of the Acathian rain.
Weibo somehow do it. The light shines brightly as the dark of JDG punished them around the Baron. They didn't see it happen. They didn't have that vision around it, and Weibo burst it. They have the Azir and the Kai'Sa to shred the objective, and suddenly Weibo have a gold lead. The Hex Soul will be denied as well. JDG, what have you done?
That's a 2.7k lead for Light now. How many shutdowns did that man just pick up? Let the brain fade come on in.
It's not something the LCK would tell you. It leads to powers that some may deem unnatural.
I think you'll find this game stage as fully playable.
Oh my god, Chris going in.
Oh, that's a good Pop Blossom. Flashes on in. You may fire when ready, but the turnaround comes on through. Depth charges on. Tier 2 secured. Weibo retreat. Nice angle from Chris. Forces the retreat, but not the kill. Scout looking for a weirding twofold Hex combo. Can't quite find it. Xiaohu now running away. We saw the chase onto him the last time. End up going very poorly. Between worlds they go. Goes golden. Buys some time. But to what end? as he just gets blasted.
Oh, Light, now he's caught out alone here. JDG closing the gap.
Good supercharger buys some time. He's kiting well. Shun coming. The pillar is nasty. Castolix goes golden, but to what end again? It's the statement we keep bringing up. Can maybe put the barrier, but you've got a Renekton on the other side. We can get it blown up. Tien now walking up with Chris, looking to go for a Deathmark angle. Does avoid the weirding as a result, but he gets an Eclipse Shield burning, but not quite down until Xiaoshu culls the meat. Now back onto Breathe they go, and JDG right the ship. It's just a prank, guys. Just a prank. Weibo have their hearts broken in the jungle.
Oh, there was a new hope in the last fight, but JDG strike back in episode 5. Weibo can't close things out in the way that they would have liked. JDG even walking towards poor Chris. Doesn't have flash. They won't be able to get enough CC. JDG will take themselves another tower. The respawn's coming through from Xiaohu soon, though.
Not down a half HP, not that tanky on the Trundle. Reminder, your tankiness is predicated on an ult, and who do you steal stats from in this game, as we were talking about earlier?
And he doesn't have any camps. He doesn't have. Hang on, Breathe is on the flank.
Does get spotted by Duo. Depth charge onto him. Xiaoshu in the front line doing his best to slide away from the sniper. Oh, Duo gets blasted as the Tangle Barbs land, and they lose the Nautilus.
Breathe still has his ult running, doing some damage, and they're zoning JDG off the objective.
Xiaoshu throws down the dominance. The redemption comes on through. Xiaohu, though, had a really nasty angle there with the soldiers, and that means that this dragon is surely Weibo.
The game's going to go on. The game will go on. 2 dragons for Weibo now, 2 soul chances. So much more quickly. Shun spotted here. Xiaoshu on the other side does have flash. Baron now started by Weibo.
Xiaoshu doesn't have the ult or the Sterax right now. He's burned in the last play. Pays is here, but it's knocked down about a third of his HP. And jumping at Crisp has to flash. That's unfortunate Hexgate timing. Light looking for an angle. Can't land the Void Seeker onto Pays. On the other side, Breathe trading up the scout. Breathe is winning that one right now. The wall there. Dangerous work. Light goes in. Invulns the hook with the Zonyas, but the Boomerang Blade claims his life. Light dead is a lot of the gold. Pays low, healing up off the Grub. They blow up Crisp as well. Xiaohu in danger. Hit by the Dredge Line. Emperor's Divide knocks away 3, but a dice rolls the nat 20 and ensures the death of Xiaohu. Tien throws out some shurikens, but to what end? Where do you go as the pillar comes on through a death mark? But unfortunately this time, the assassin's orders are to commit seppuku. There's nowhere for him to go but the death realm.
Ah, no, it's JDG swinging down the hammer, beheading Weibo. I don't know how you do that with a hammer. It's messy, and this game was too. JDG, through by hook or by crook, will find themselves to the Nexus and take themselves a 2-0 lead in the series. Weibo now will have to reverse sweep to keep hopes of worlds alive.
Unbelievable turn around again. I thought Weibo might have done it this game. Alas for them, their hearts are broken, and in some ways it's worse than game 1.